Hi, everybody. It is Monday, March the 8th, 2021. This is the SIG network policy subproject. Please be nice to each other. This is a recorded internet CNCF meeting. Follow the rules. Let's see, how do I share my terminal here? Network policy agenda. Docs. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. I can't. Oh, here it is. Okay. Everybody sees my browser here? Cool. So
Yep.
Stoichus is here. OPME. I see you. It looks like you're new here. You want to say hi, introduce yourself? Dylan also. So we have a couple of new people.
Yes, my name is Okpayemi. This is my first time here. I live in Berlin. I'm very interested in the networking stack of Kubernetes, and I'm trying to get involved to understand it better and hopefully contribute.
Cool. One of the things we decided to start doing was start by doing some issue triage every week, just to make sure we're not falling behind. So let me get a tab here where we can do some issue triage. So let's just do a couple of these. And let's see if anybody's interested in any of these. So pod probes lead to blind SSRF from the node. I think that some folks, Tim Hawkins and others, were already dug in on this. So I'm going to not use helper functions to clean up test cases. Specifically, but not really specific. Tables of structures like, yeah, this is new. He's talking about network policy, but this is like, I think maybe taking our example and applying it to other tests. It's kind of cool. I don't think it's for us to do though. This is a contract one. That's the NetPulse stuff that I'm looking at with a meme. So I don't really see anything here that's new. Central place to list out all deprecated API, add E2E API test for the network policy API. Here's one that's interesting. Has nobody worked on this? Looks like nobody's working on this. It looks like Chris filed this a while back. We're missing CRUD API tests. According to the CRUD API test, this would be similar to the ingress E2E tests. And I thought Chris had done this, but I don't see any does the network policy sub need to take this on? Let's see, I'll ask Chris.
Is there a pull request to link to this? Or
I thought there was. I thought he made a PR a while back. Yeah. See this 97205. So he made this. I think he just didn't finish it.
okay.
So if you want to look at that, I think that's something that we should at least help make sure that he finishes. That's Yang, right?
Yeah.
Changing Oh, I'll just write your name. Yang Ding. So possibly. Okay. Cool. I don't have any other agenda items today, everybody. And so does anybody have anything specific they want to dig into? At all?
Yeah, I can suggest an agenda. This is Gobind. So we recently, I put this on Slack. We recently published a GitHub-based open source controller to do FQDM egress policies in Kubernetes. So effectively, you can write a CRD that is an FQDM policy, and it spits out an equivalent, network policy with the IP siders from the DNS service running on the cluster. So it's definitely sort of a work in progress. I would say maybe we're 80 to 90% of the way there. But I just figured there were so many comments on the doc, which was great. I just didn't know how to compile them all on a doc. And I figured that this was a better way to do this. So we bootstrapped this effort at Google, and we published this on GitHub. So I can put the link here if people are interested in checking it out. I know there's a lot of people who are asking about it, so hopefully this is of interest. Here, where should I put this in the chat here?
What is it? Code wins all arguments, right, Gobind?
Yeah, I'm going back to my engineering days here.
I think this is awesome. I've been saying that like we should probably spend more time prototyping and less time arguing about designs, because I think the prototyping is what keeps a group going. I think that's the fun part. I usually outvoted on this, but this time somebody actually decided to really get in there and do something without approval. So I love it. This is great. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad to see the excitement and enthusiasm. I'm gonna assume that that's your way of saying that you'll help test and fix bugs.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I mean,
Awesome.
like absolutely. So I definitely am going to be supportive, and yeah, I'm happy to at least try to test it and run it for sure. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, this looks really great. Thank you. It's definitely a need.
Yeah, certainly.
And anybody's ever going to decide anything is once we actually put something out there, and then they're going to say, "Oh, what?"
I agree. I agree with Jay on this. Totally agree with Jay.
No, I wanted a more productive way of getting feedback, and I figured there's nothing better for open source projects than GitHub issue tracker. So I was like, here, let's just start here. So it's not perfect by any means, and it has its limitations given it's an L4, L3 construct. That just goes without saying, I guess, in this case. But I think my goal, just so everybody understands, my goal, I think, our goal as a group for this project should be to use this as impetus for us to bring this to Kubernetes in some sense, like whether it's part of Network Policy API or a new standalone API, I'm not really sure. But I think that would be the best goal here, to be able to sort of bring this into the Kubernetes fold after we've sort of iterated on this open source controller. And hopefully this also sort of unlocks some people or makes their life a little bit easier. So that's the intent. I'd be more than happy to go over a demo if that's of interest to people. But it's pretty.
Should we just do it right now? We don't have any other agenda items. Should we just try to compile it and run it? I'm happy to.
Yeah, you could totally do it. Or I have a demo also. Go ahead.
Let's see if it works. All right, GitHub, is it under you? What is it, under Google Cloud Platform?
I just sent the link to the chat. So if you click on that, it'll show you.
Let me see if I got a cluster here. I don't even have, what am I going to do here? Let me start Docker. Okay.
Jay's too worried I canned the demo. He's going to do it live.
I got something going here. There's some. Okay, let's see. All right, so the URL is GKE what? What is it? Did you put it in somewhere?
It's in the chat, in the Zoom chat.
You gave it to me.
And I can try to link it to the doc as well if I can find it.
When people give me stuff in Zoom chat, I get so scared, like I'm gonna kill the Zoom by clicking the wrong button. I got it. Okay. FQDN network policies. Here we go. So, okay. Let's get in here. Is this your, like, who wrote all this code? Did you write all this code or your friends
Oh,
did?
no, gosh, no. I don't know how to write Go code. I could probably write some C, C++. I can't write Go for
Well,
peanuts.
no, the only reason I'm asking is I was wondering if you wanted to tour us through the code, but you don't have to. That's
Oh,
fine.
no, I wouldn't be the right person. So we have a team at Google so I worked with for solutions. So, they were able to help sort of write this code and just publish it as a solution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I would have invited them to this meeting. Unfortunately, they're in Europe time, so it's super hard for us to be able to meet at this time.
Well, yeah, and little did you know that we were going to run it at this meeting today. So let's get in here and see what we can do. Okay, so we are. Okay. All right, I'm gonna make a kind cluster. So CD prototypes and then CD kind. Okay, so I do kind delete cluster, and then just calico, and Docker PS. Appia, you said you were looking for a new project, right? I remember there's a couple of, I think there's a couple of new people. So this might be a really cool project to get involved in because nobody in this group is working on it yet. Okay.
Sorry, please, did you say Okpeyemi? I wasn't quite sure. So
Yeah, I think it was, you mentioned you're looking for a potential new project to get into, right?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Yeah. So this project, this GKE FQDN network policies, it's forked from here, from this. I just found it here that Gobind mentioned. So the whole idea here is, the idea that, like, rather than just having network policies that target IP addresses, we have network policies that are like, pods can't go to google.com or pods can't go to microsoft.com or whatever, right? Like actually blocking domain names, which is something a lot of people have talked about. Like, for example, maybe some organization wants to block Maven Central because they don't want people pulling in jar files from the internet, right? Really common. So Gobind went and he rolled up his sleeves and he looks like he CDK this. He went and built an operator that essentially does this. So we're going to see it today, but he's looking for contributors and people to help test it and stuff. So if you wanted to take on some of this, I'm sure the folks over at Google would appreciate it.
I would love to. The first thing that jumped to my mind was, is there a CRD for this, or how do you communicate these domains?
I guess we're about to find out. So we're making now. So is there I assume that there's a YAML file in here that I deploy somewhere. So let's see here. Vim. Is there a hack? What is this?
Hey, you shouldn't have to make anything here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to make anything. Like, it should just be like they're all pre-built images that you can just deploy to your cluster using YAML files.
Okay, so let's see. So find /grep YAML. Is there a YAML I can run here? There's definitely a lot of YAML.
So there's there's like 2 steps in the installation piece. So you'll need to just copy paste those commands in your cluster, and then it'll be all set.
Cool. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, awesome. So
yeah, so if you go down on this page, like the one on the right, top right, scroll down. Keep going. keep going, keep going. Yeah, there you go, installation. So there's just 2 steps here. So if you scroll down, yeah, so just do those kubectl applies, and that's it.
Here we go. I'm going to try it out right now.
Yeah, I don't know what you did before that though. So if it doesn't work,
High pressure.
Okay, well, Mike, let's make sure that this thing's working, because I don't want you to blame me because my cluster was broke. Okay, here we go. Here they come. Okay. Can we get Calico to work today? Sometime I fixed this repo the other day to because there was something weird with the images. Scribe pod.
Oh, it's taking so long.
I mean, this is not necessarily your. This is definitely not your. Okay, here. Okay, it's starting. It's running. Okay, so
Oh, great, awesome.
Okay. Come on, Gobind. Let's have a successful demo today.
I already have a demo. You insist on doing it yourself.
This is our first. This is our second ever demo of anything. Matt's the only other person that ever just wanted to demo anything.
Oh yeah, I missed that one, but I heard really good things about it. I'm very curious to play with it.
He's found a button. Matt, why don't you give us a little interim update on that? You found a bunch of bugs, right, in CNI providers?
Yeah. Yeah. So I put together a suite of a bunch of test cases, and I've been running them on Antrea, Calico, Cilium, just covering a bunch of different things, like the selectors, protocols, named ports, numbered ports, all that kind of different stuff. And just been like filing bugs on all the CNIs and stuff like that.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
I guess where I'm trying to figure out where to go next is maybe like putting together a conformance suite or something like that. That's, comprehensive, whatever that means.
Are those, so did you make like a test suite, or you just made a verifier using your tool?
Kind of both. Yeah. So there's a piece where you can take any network policy and it will calculate what you're supposed to see. And then when it runs that on a cluster, we'll compare that and tell you if it passed or not. There's also some stuff in there that generates a whole bunch of network policies that all, test out different facets. But I think there's still a gap there in terms of what would an actual comprehensive suite look like that would cover everything to a reasonable degree. I've hit some things pretty well, and other things maybe not quite so well. So if anybody's got some thoughts on that, I think that would definitely.
I switched tabs in my terminal. Do y'all see my new tab that I switched to, or still see the old one? It just says source and nothing else.
We're not even in the source one. I don't think.
No, so it's a
yeah.
Okay, let me. I guess that. Okay. All right.
Yeah, Matthew, I tried out that tool. I'll look into it a little more. I'd be more interested, I think, in the verification suite, because it's better than the conformance tests that are upstream right now. I don't know. I have a hard.
Oh shoot! Did we lose him?
I think we lost him.
Darn it.
Well,
time. I know stuff.
You bet. Well, you lost. We keep losing.
I glitch. I'm back. Yeah, I have crappy internet. I was just saying, I know stuff gets through CI, so a manual tool like that, post, deployment, I think could be helpful for me anyway.
Cool. Yeah. What CNI do you work on?
I'm using Oven Kubernetes. I'm exclusively in Oven Kubernetes right now. So.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I mean, if you want to sync up at some point and just talk about that, or maybe figure out how we can improve Cyclonus for your use case or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super busy. That's why I'm not super vocal in this meeting right now, but I'll shoot you a message on, is the Kubernetes Slack all right?
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. I sent you a message a while ago. I don't know if you ever saw it. When you first presented, I said, hey, that's awesome. But
oh shoot. Okay. Yeah. I totally missed that somehow.
Yeah, no worries. Sounds good. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Thanks.
Oh, okay. My Zoom is going nuts right now. I don't even know what. There's so many I didn't know we were doing a demo today, so it's Gobin's fault. Okay, here we
It's
go.
not even his code failing, it's your stuff.
So, so, so for those that don't know about Cyclonus, this is the way it works. You run an analyze, and then it gives you these tables, I guess. But now we're doing CSVs or something, I think, right, or something. But anyways, it tells you. The cool thing is it generates a whole bunch of policies and then categorizes the policies using some high level types. That way you can say, oh, my CNI fails on 30% of all, UDP tests, or it fails on whatever, like a lot of these tests. So even though it generates a bunch of nonsense network policies, it categorizes them for you in a meaningful way. So you can know, like, generally at a high level where your CNI falls down. And according to Matt, sounds like we've found bugs with every CNI provider so far, right? Which is really cool. And he's fixed a few of them. Yeah. So that's really cool.
We haven't tried it against Oven Kubernetes yet, though, because I don't know how to set that up. So actually that'd be a really cool thing. Like, if you can show me how to get that set up, then I can just see how it works against that.
Yeah, we have an upstream kind deployment.
Oh, awesome. Check that out.
Yeah,
We did it with Antonio once. So we ran the grandfather of these tests, which is the NetPol suite, which Matt helped me a lot with, and he wrote a large part of the implementation there. And so this is like an evolution of that. And for that, we definitely found some bugs in Oven there. And I think we fixed them. The big one was the egress one, right?
Yeah. There's been some major bugs for sure, and a lot of them have to do with network policy and performance, specifically with network policy, which I don't know how we can test for that really yet, but we'll see. Anything to make it better is awesome.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, I updated. I'm going to recreate Calico with the latest 1.13 because I think I had a bug in my old implementation there. I guess while we're doing this, I'm just going to look in the code so that we can actually start looking at this. So we've got controllers. And then we've got, so basically this code base consists of 2 controllers. And do a watch on this, see if once it comes up. Okay, so we've got a FQDM Policy Reconciler. And
I assume it's just using the net library to do DNS resolution.
Yep. Yeah, we just use the onboard DNS service to get the IP addresses.
Do you refresh periodically?
Yep. We do. We do that based on the records we get back from the DNS service. We pick the least amount of time that's going to be the TTL on all the entries that we queried, and then we pick that least amount of time and use that as a refresh for all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's a start, and it hopefully like unblocks a few customers. I actually spoke to a few customers, and they actually ended up writing something like this, which was pretty similar to what we just published on GitHub. So I figured, it would be great for like if it works for some use cases, might as well like make people's lives easy. So that's why we started looking at this, and yeah, it's not perfect, but
we have something fairly similar in OpenShift.
I see.
Egress firewall. It's pretty similar though. We have like a DNS controller. I just remembered. I don't remember exactly how it works, but the controller part's pretty complicated.
Yeah.
Of the fresh concept.
Yeah. We try to keep that part a little simple because the fact that I think, as I said earlier, my goal would be to use this as impetus to actually get this into the mainstream open source and then get the implementation into CNI providers. So it's actually just built into the data path rather than like having this controller that's doing magic on top. Because then that way you can make very strong guarantees about performance and other things.
Yeah. No, for sure. I agree. It's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, it looks like your Calico pods are up.
Okay, let's do it. All right. So what do I do now? I'm gonna
So did you install those YAMLs yet? No, right?
I didn't do anything, Gobind. I'm just
Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot.
Let's see here. Hold on. Where is it? Yeah, we're in the README, right? So it's Cert Manager is the first one, right? Okay.
Yeah, get that.
All right. Okay. All right, that worked.
Yeah, and then there's another 2 things you have to do: the export and the kubectl apply. In
Okay.
step 2.
Okay, let's see. So
Yeah, looking at your screen is like looking at the Matrix.
okay, well, Cert Manager is up. What do you use Cert Manager for here?
I am not sure actually.
I never know what it's for. I'm always installing it all the time and I never know why. Okay. So, all right. Now we install this. Okay. So we're going to export. This is just some kind of a version number thing. Okay. We're going to export some environment variable from some code that I curl from the internet. And that's fine.
That's secure.
Yeah, I don't care. Okay. And then we're going to do. Why don't you just do one of those things, Gobind, where it's like one, those repos where it's just one command that you run? That can be my contribution.
Yeah.
For somebody who wants a DNS policy controller, but they just curl and install it from the internet without knowing what the hell it is. Okay, here we go. What happened? Server report 404.
What?
Echo $ version. 0.1. Looks like we didn't publish 0.1 yet. Why is it so fancy? Why don't you just say 0.1? It's not like there's like 100 versions here. Okay. Somehow it was because it was escaped. Okay. All right.
All right. So you're gonna need some sort of pods, I guess, that you can test with, I suppose.
You can always test with core DNS, right?
I have never tried that, but yes, you can try it, I guess.
Well, actually, no, because I need to exec into something, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need something I can exec into. All right, let me get something I can exec into. Hold on a second. It's like I Googled kubectl sleep pod like 5 times a month, and I still haven't memorized it. Sleep pod.
I have one if you want it. It's just a HTTP server.
I mean, if you post something before I find it on Google, I'm looking right now. We can have a competition here. Oh, okay? Wow.
I have one. I use this every damn day.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like it's got it. We should just build it into the.
This is a Google. Yeah, this is a Google sample.
All right, cool. Here we go. ls vim sleep. You know what? I'm gonna put this in this repo, Matt. Me and Matt use this for all of our CNI stuff. If anybody wants to, by the way, it's called K8's prototypes, and it has a kind directory, and it has a thing. This kind local up script spins up any CNI provider. So it'd be great to have Oven in here. Right now we have Antria, Calico, and Cilium.
Yeah. Can you post that link to that repo somewhere?
Yeah, definitely.
Also, Jay, why don't you just use VS Code for this and not have 10 terminals?
Who was it? Ricardo he got mad at me on Saturday. We were doing something on Saturday, and he yelled at me about that. And then he went in Twitter and started asking everybody how to use Vim afterwards. So, okay. So like,
I'm
right.
24. We don't use Vim anymore.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah. I think it's yeah.
I had to learn how to use it. I'm just kidding.
I just think that it's it's dying. Everybody's using VS Code for everything nowadays. Okay, so but you can't do this. Look at that.
But
Can
then you
you
don't know
guys
how to
see
exit
this?
out of merge messages in Git. If you
Oh
don't-
yeah.
That's how I vet programmers. Like, do you know how to get out of that? Yeah.
I don't know if I do. So okay, wait. So hold on. It's something's running here. Gobind. This thing's working now. So, and then I got my sleep thing running. So I can. What do you want me to do? Exec into this thing? Exec -t-i server bin bash. Okay, I got a bash shell. So now let's see. Can I curl www.google.com? Okay, I curled it. And
Yeah.
now let's make a network policy. So, okay, now I'm going to make a full, so I kubectl get CRD. Oh, I'm in the kubectl get CRD. Okay, so if I so the name of this CRD is what?
It's just FQDM network policy.
Oh, there it is, FDN. Okay, cool.
So first, I guess you'll have to deny some sort of traffic before you allow with FQDN.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
maybe throw on a default deny, but make sure you have DNS allow listed.
Okay. So you have a YAML file in here. I can, sorry. Okay. Sorry. I wasn't paying attention to what you're saying. I was just like, what did you say?
You'll have to put some sort of a default deny policy in place so that it basically stops you from being able to do curl as you did just now.
Okay.
And then you can allow listed using the FQDM policy. Also, I'd recommend using GitLab or something so that it doesn't keep circulating, IP addresses. Like Google is a very hard one to track with one IP.
Okay.
So yeah.
So GitLab is our official test.
Try that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So let me see, default deny. Okay, here we go. Okay, I got a default deny policy. All right, so let's see.
You gotta make sure that you poke holes to the DNS server. So otherwise everything will be denied.
That's right.
So you can't even do DNS then. So I would probably say, I think there are some sort of like tutorials where it says you open up a particular port so that DNS can always be allowed.
Yeah.
It's just 5353 or 53 period.
Yeah.
I'll paste the one that I'm using in the chat.
Okay, cool.
So that one will deny everything, and then it'll also give you the allow list for all the DNS.
Okay, so you're giving me 53 on this. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so I will apply this one.
Once you apply that, you'll be able to resolve these FQDNs, but you'll never be able to go out. So then you have to do the FQDN part.
Okay. All right. TCP, UDP. Okay, so you're on TCP and UDP 53. So when we make a DNS query, we need to use TCP and UDP for that? I didn't even know that.
I didn't think so, but I thought it was just.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Was that policy looking for Cube DNS and not core DNS?
It's for, actually, let me check what that policy says exactly. Yeah, it looks for Cube DNS. Yeah, exactly.
But kubedns is in this. There's a kubedns service. Even though it's called kubedns, it just uses core DNS.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay, so good. So we got that. So we're
Wait a second. Is Kubernetes -namespace Coupe System a standard label, or you have to label Coupe System manually with that label? I don't think that's something that's come with it, right?
we need to.
I thought it did. Well, let me
I
see.
thought
Oh,
it
is
did
it?
too,
Oh, cool.
but I'm not sure.
It pretty well. This is really weird that you were having this conversation because there is going to be
Right.
default label in like one day. that's gonna
Exactly.
merge.
But
It's gonna
I
turn,
don't
like,
think that's
tomorrow it's going to merge.
Yeah, but I don't think that's merged yet. So I don't
Oh.
I don't feel like there's gonna be a default label that come with Coupe System like this. So, but no, I mean you probably need to tag the
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, but first I was just making it make sense, right?
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. Actually, this is. No, yeah, we are applying this to the default namespace, right?
Wait, what?
No. You need to allow traffic to that namespace. That's what I mean.
We have to label it first, though, right?
Not
Right.
default.
You don't need to label the default namespace. I think you need to label the Coupe System namespace. Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Oh, we actually have to do this on Coupe System. Okay.
Right, because you're trying to allow egress to that guy. So you need to put that label on the Coupe System namespace. It's kind of hustle right now.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't have it.
Right. that's what I thought. So
Nice, good
That's
catch.
funny.
Okay.
Good catch.
Oh, it won't let. What?
no. You need to put labels. So it's one hierarchy down. You need to put labels and then this, I guess, something like this.
Coupe namespace. Yeah.
Exactly. And then I think
Controller.
in the YAML it says Kate's namespace rather than Coupe namespace. So you need to make sure those match. Yeah, it's Kate's, not Coupe. Oh, you can change this as well.
We'll just add them all. Let's add them all. K8s.
Dash namespace and Coupe System. There we go. Yeah, I think it will work.
Kubernetes.io .metadata .name. Oh wait, you can't do dots. I don't know. But anyways, there is an official name for this. It's going to be here soon.
Right.
Okay, here we go. So, okay, so I've put this label. So I've added ingress and out egress to that over 53. Is that what we did here, or just egress? Okay. So I allowed egress over 53. So that now my core DNS pods can resolve from the outside internet. That's the point of this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, but then I have to do. Okay. So now I'm going to apply a policy.
It should have been a default deny all the DNS, and then you're allowing Google. So you can't get to anything except Google, right? Or whatever, GitLab.
Oh, so it's like preventing.
It's poking holes. In the
It's preventing core. It's preventing core DNS from resolving anything.
No.
Or it's preventing, or
You can resolve, but it's just dropping in an error policy for that particular CIDR so that you can't actually leave to that IP.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now. Okay. So now I've got my. Okay. So now what is the.
Yeah, so now you should, like, if you do the same kubectl exec and you try to curl some URL like gitlab.com, you should fail. Like, you should be able to see the IP address, but like because the resolution will work. But you have to be in your pod, I think. Are you there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm in here.
Oh, that's your pod. Okay, yeah. So if you do that, then you should be able to. You might need to do a -I or -v or something. Yeah. Okay. So that it shows you what's going on.
.com doesn't give me anything. Okay.
Yeah. So, why were you able?
You never apply the policy, Jay.
Oh, you never apply.
Yeah, I'm like, what are we talking about? How is this working? Okay, yeah. Where's the policy? Let me see here. kubectl. Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't apply it. kubectl apply -f FQDM. Here it is.
Okay.
There you go.
Hopefully this
now this should fail, I guess.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, now you're done. Okay, good.
Cool.
Now you can try the FQDM number policy. You can just copy paste the sample that's in the top right corner. Like if you just go into that page,
And I just confirmed that this is not hard coded to GitLab because it also blocks other things. There's no funny business going on behind the scenes. Okay.
No, I mean, this is just a default deny policy. Yeah.
All right. All right. So now what do I do to allow it?
So if you scroll up in your top right window and go to the instructions, there's a sample you can just copy paste and configure that and do a kubectl flag. Go up.
Okay.
More up. More. Keep going.
What if I just cap this?
Sure.
Okay.
It's the first thing you'll see, like under how does it work, you'll see you'll want to copy paste the YAML file. So I don't think grep is going to be your friend here.
Oh. That
Yeah,
YAML.
you're right there. Yeah, there's the purple code right there. Like just copy paste that. And just change example.com to gitlab.com or something.
Okay. Okay, so we have example.com. What's your deal with GitLab?
Yeah, and you want to change the pod selector to everything. So just remove the match labels and whatever, so that all the pods are covered in your default namespace.
Ah, so this will just literally cover everything. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's not done yet. You have to put your curly braces after the pod selector. So open curly brace, close curly brace.
Do you? I thought if you left it empty, it worked, but.
Oh, you could leave it empty. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
This is the problem. I think this is where Matt's tool is going to be super important because we need to.
No, there is some people like just leave it empty, and then other people put the explicit empty curly brace.
Yeah, I think you can do either.
But you can't put it as a list though. You're putting it as a list.
Yeah, you can't put it as a list. Yeah.
It's like this, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you want, you can change the name, but example is fine, I guess.
So this is a null, right? Pod selector's null here, right?
No, it's everything. It's not null. Yeah.
But it
Empty
is
map.
null. Yeah, null means everything.
Null
Oh,
means
yeah. It's an empty map, which means that by definition, all of the labels in the map are matching because nothing. Yeah. Okay. So, all right, cool. Okay.
All right, and now if you do a kubectl get net pol, just want to make sure that it actually created the corresponding.
You can do that? I didn't even know you could do that. Okay.
Yeah, so if you do describe on example, just to verify.
Okay.
What did it do? So it picked which IP address?
172.65.251.
Yeah, so change your query to gitlab.com because you're still curling Google, which is not going to be allowed. So change your query to curl to gitlab.com. And if all goes well, nope. Wait, has the IP changed?
Well, it's saying pod selector allowing specific traffic to all pods in this names. Okay.
Huh.
Well, the IP address looks right. 172.65.25178 looks correct.
Allowing the specific traffic to all pods in this namespace. That looks correct.
Does curl default to 80 instead of 443?
Oh, hang on. Let me check what I have in mind. Hang on.
Wait, it's in.
There you go.
It worked.
It worked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
443,
Right.
yeah.
It was 80. It was the 443 versus 80.
Cool.
Yeah, because it was 80. Cool. Yeah, so it works. Okay, cool.
So by that you need, if you change the FQDM policy to include 80 as well. then
Yes.
curl
That's what I have in mind. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, couldn't you just not even specify a port?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Or you
thinking.
can just remove the port. Yeah, if you're
Right.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's just to give you that fidelity. We have the port support.
Yeah.
Port support. It's funny.
Cool. Okay, so this works.
It worked.
Yes, it works. But again, like if you're testing a URL that constantly changes IP identities, like Facebook.com and Google.com or whatever, and they're playing like tricks with CDN, this is not going to be your best friend. So
I'm just glad that we didn't have to stare at a Google Doc for 2 hours today. That's enough for me to declare this meeting a success.
Well, yeah, so there we have it. Thanks, Jay, for persevering through this. This was pretty cool. I'm glad I'm not the only one who could get this to work. So this is some reassurance. And yeah, feedback's welcome, of course. This is very much an open source effort, and I'm hoping that people will use it and create issues around it and help solve it as well. And I think once we have a little bit of quorum and sort of critical mass on this, then we can take it to SIG network. Tim already knows about this, by the way, so like he's aware of this effort. So we can just take it to SIG network and see if we can get this into a CAP.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. And if nothing else, Gobind, we could promote this. I've been an advocate of us having like a SIG network policy tools repository, or you know what I mean? That's like, like second class stuff that we built, like, something like a Cyclonus could go in there, something like this. Like that might be a step on the way there, right? I mean, I feel like if we started building tools that were useful, even if we didn't immediately graduate them to KEPs, I feel like that would be a huge step forward. We do that for SIG Windows. We have SIG Windows tools, and we just have all the stuff we need in there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, or maybe even like a Kubernetes SIGs, DNS controller repo. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, so there's a lot of ways we could go with it, if we can't reach consensus, but.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that this will help with consensus, the GitHub project. So awesome, cool. Well, I'm glad we were able to get this demo working. So demo gods cooperated, which is nice.
Cool.
All right, thanks.
So encouraging everybody to keep writing code and building stuff, because I think that makes I think the time we spend here much more interesting and valuable. So this is really cool.
Where would this controller live? Like if it was implemented upstream? Like, I guess that's a whole nother conversation, right?
I think it's a good conversation to have. I mean, that's what I was just talking about, right? Is it like, whether it actually lived inside of Kubernetes core itself, to me, is not the end of the world. I think what winds up mattering is that we are able to promote it, and it sort of becomes like a thing. But I know Gopal has a grander vision for this. So like, what do you think, Gopal? Gobind, sorry, Gobind. Sorry, I'm really good friends with the guy named Gopal. So, yeah.
That is too funny. I was like, oh, there's another gentleman here. I did not know. No, I think it's my goal is not to like get everything into Kubernetes OSS if it doesn't make sense or whatever. My goal is to make sure that our Kubernetes customers and users have all the tools that they need. Of course, it'll be nice if it's all standardized, because then they don't have to worry about doing it themselves, or being dependent on some sort of CNI provider or whatever, and have that sort of the promise of multi-cloud, which is like it's the Kubernetes API. I can pick and do lift and shift, whatever. That's kind of the dream that Kubernetes wants to sort of achieve. So that's why we're I'd like to get this into Kubernetes API if it's possible. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah. So that's why I think having this sort of CRD format, which which all the community sort of can get behind, that'll give us a lot of sort of credibility when we do put this up for review. I figured that the moment I'll take this up with SIG Network, there will be so many questions around how you're doing this, how are you doing that, are you doing IPv6 records, are you what's your exponential backoff like? And I'm just like, oh, okay, this is never going to actually make it to the conversation I want to have. So here's a GitHub implementation. Hopefully that'll give enough credibility to the things that we want to do.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what we can do. Okay, cool.
All right.
I guess then the answer then is the API would live hopefully in our network policy types. And then we could have this controller as a reference example of how you could
Yes.
implement this if you were not a CNI provider. And I
Yes.
think that's a pretty good, you got a peanut butter and the jelly and good network policy sandwich right there.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So I think that would be the ideal. Yeah, like we have a default implementation. Well, we have a sample implementation. If the CNI provider doesn't have it, you can still drop this in and it'll still work. Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, if you all have feedback on the CRD format itself, please do let us know, because ideally we would just take this exact thing and be like, okay, you used to use this with a controller, but the API will still work, the CRD will still work. Just swap this out with this new version of CNI with, I don't know, whichever one, Entria, Cilium, Calico, what have you. And then you'll just have the implementation done a different way, but the CRD remains exactly the same. I think that would be ideal. So if there's any feedback on the CRD format itself, if there's stuff that's missing or can be said better, please do let us know. Oh, or even contribute to the project, like just open up a GitHub issue.
Great. Well, with that said, we're at 2:56. Let's all get out of here and get back to work.
All right, thanks everyone. Appreciate the time.
Awesome. This is good. Our second demo. I'm really excited. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no, thanks to you for showing it all off, and appreciate the time.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
Take care.
Thanks.